Hi friends, welcome back to Mark's Speed Shop. In today's video, or this week's video, I'm going to pick up where I left off on working on the C10 gasser project. I'm going to do a little more cleaning on it, and I'm going to try to get some of that stuff painted. I'll bring you along, you'll see all that. Plus, I dug out the old manual fan, for the charger. I think it's the right one. I'll show you that in a minute too. I want to stick that on there to see if it will help it cool, because, it could be a different problem. I know it needs a fan, but it could be a different problem. It could be a thermostat sticking. It could be, God forbid, a head gasket, which I don't think it is that. But I'm going to put that on, or try to put it on. I had to get the spacer off Chevrolet, and the fan, I really don't know what it came off of. I found it over in the corner over there. It might have come off at 318 that was in that car, but I couldn't find the spacers and the bolts. So we're going to see if all that will fit and it'll work and see how it does. Now, I don't know if I'm going to leave it that way, but if it works, it'll probably stay that way for a little while. Y'all know me. But welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. And stick around and see what I do. See what kind of mess I can get into, or what kind of mess I can clean up. Thanks for coming back. All right, well, before we get on the truck again, I don't plan on spending a whole lot of time on this, but this is the fan I found, and this is the spacer I found. This might be an aftermarket spacer. It's one that was on my Camaro. I mean, I've had it for 25 years, I guess, ever since I got the car. And when I built the 350, I just put all that back on it. Now, this isn't the fan off of that. The other fan that came off the Camaro is just a little 4-blade. I think it was an aftermarket. And this is probably aftermarket. I don't know. Some of y'all might know. I'm going to see if it'll fit. It might not fit right here onto the Mopar. It might. We'll see. I'll bring it along. We'll see that in just a minute. I found 3 of the long bolts. Maybe I can find another one somewhere. Right. Yeah, I forgot that this belt was really, really short. So I might have to do a little wiggling and working. I might have to take it off with the thing. I remember Josh and I had a bit of a time getting it on there. All right, let me get all this. I got it loose. Let me get this off. Well, all right. I know I should have listened to you, Thomas and Joe, when y'all were yelling at the screen saying, Mopar Chevrolet don't interchange. That's why you little crappy universal fans at your back of little speed shops have slotted bolt holes. I tell you what, you hold them up like this, look through, And they look pretty darn close, but when you go at that tight tolerance, getting that bolt through there and get it right, So I just put it all back together, a bunch of junk. It'd be easier to hook up the electrical. I brought up the fan that was on the Chevrolet. That's what was on my 350 in the Camaro. That's why it's blue. It's a blue Camaro, and I painted the fan, the water pump, and the valve cover was blue, and the engine orange, yeah. It actually looked pretty good 25 years ago. But it just won't quite line up. I could drill this out, you know, the bolt holes, make it work, because the center part fits, and this part fits, you know, all that's fine. It's just the bolt hole's just a little bit off. I ain't worried about it. That's a pain in the butt trying to get all that lined up, and it'd be easier to hook up the electric fan. So let's get back to work on the Chevrolet. Do a little more cleaning. All right, I'm gonna clean up a few things on here, and I'm gonna show you as I go. Stuff like these frame rails where the bumpers work. I'm gonna shoot all that with some black paint. Let me get a little bit of that done. Then I'm gonna move to the control arms. I'll show you that. Let me get a little bit of this done. All right, I got a little bit of, I am filthy. Hard to believe how much mud. Look at all that crap on the floor. All that fell off this truck while we've been working on it. And I took a wire brush and the little cheek poker thing and knocked a whole bunch of dirt and mud. I mean, I bet mud's been on this thing 50 years. And still, I could clean on this for days, maybe weeks. But I just want to knock the majority off. I still got to blow all this off. And, you know, I'm gonna blow it all off, and then I'm gonna spray brake cleaner, parts cleaner all over everything. Let that dry. Look at that caked on mud. That's what the other side look like. I know it needs front shocks, but I'm not replacing them right now. Gotta have something to do later. But you see how all this is? I'm gonna clean all this up. I hadn't done this side yet, obviously. But look at that. Wow. Look at all this in the floor. Man. All right, let me get to this now. All right, I did a lot of screwdriver scraping, a lot of wire brush scraping. Now I'm going to use a little bit of the cheek poker to try to get in here and clean some of this stuff up. It's really hard to get kind of a camera angle in here. What that is, figure that out later. But let me clean up a little bit of this up here, and I'll be about done with this. I'm gonna spray some stuff on it, and throw a little paint on it. out my other wheel. I just had this one. I bought a new one, but I can't get it to go down in this. It's a little bit too big to go down in this. So I had to put this little flat one on, so I got to be a little more careful with that because it'll eat up a finger. All right, I'm gonna blow a little bit of this junk out of here. Ooh, mouth out. Yeah. All right, get all this mess. Okay, I've cleaned it up. I just knocked some. I gotta admit, it wasn't a terrible amount of rust. It's mostly just dirt. A little bit of rust up in there. That'd be all right. Weight reduction. A whole lot better, isn't it? Can't believe the mud that was on these control arms and stuff. You couldn't see any of that definition. I gotta tell you this. I sure got a little more appreciation from old buddy Tommy. Tommy, if you're watching this, man, I tell you, I've never seen anybody that does better, meticulous cleaning of anything on the vehicles. Underneath, inside, under the engine compartment, everything. He's mighty good. He's just like him Mopars, though. But you pay him a couple dollars, he'll work on old Chevrolet. Let's put a little brake clean on here. I got this, Riley's. Ooh. Pretty good. I got a good deal on it. I ain't advertising for them, but I tell you what, they usually do have some pretty good stuff at a reasonable price. But as I am not advertising for anybody, a lot of stuff you can buy at Walmart a whole lot cheaper. Like your motor oil. If you're gonna buy motor oil, you get a whole lot cheaper at Walmart. Same oil. And hose it all down. I'm about good for this one. The thing I bought this is, look at all that. Gosh. All right, I probably should have got a third can for this. Two would have probably done what I wanted to do. But remember, I used about half a can on that exhaust on that charger. And it's still dirty, still rough. I could have spent a week cleaning on this. I didn't. I spent about, I don't know, altogether I probably spent a couple hours on it. So remember, we're just an old, old rough, rusty gasser project. Now, whenever I ever have to fix stuff and replace stuff, that'd be a good time to take stuff off and clean it real good and paint it and put it back. But right now I'm just trying to knock the dirt off first. And then second, make it a little more presentable since we don't have fender wells. See, all of this was just in the mud, in the dirt roads, in the mud and all that, and it never got cleaned. Now, it's part of under the hood. So I just want it looking a little bit better when you look, when you're working on the engine or looking at the engine. So I'm just giving it a once over. Just like I said, put lipstick on the pig. Of course, I don't think she's a pig. I like the old Chevy truck. I say pig affectionately, to where I'm just not gonna fix her up. I mean, you know, real pretty. Maybe one day, or maybe when I'm gone, somebody else might get it and do something different to it. Ain't really a whole lot restorable. I mean, you could, sure, you can restore anything. But she's rough. She's an old base truck, long body, kind of rough, no numbers matching. You know, so it's a good project, do what I'm doing. Take it, make it what I want. We get a little more of this done, and then I'll take you around and show you. And I'll probably get another can, but I'll get as much hit and miss today as I can. All right. All right, well, while we're working on the old truck here, I'm letting the paint dry. I'll show you a couple of these things. I don't know if I ever showed you these. I know I've told you in a video or two ago that I had some things coming for the gas project that were pretty cool. And I think this is pretty cool. Moon eyes, moon tack. Old style, like the 50s and 60s. Sweet tack with some moon eyes on it. And we ain't got I didn't get the expensive gauges. I got the moon eyes gauges for it. We ain't got a copper line kit because this comes with that nylon hose thing. I've got one of those on my granny car, the Coronet, and I got to take that off. They're horrible. That was just kind of a quickie to make sure it has some oil pressure. We got the moon gauges. I probably won't use a volt gauge. I'll use the temperature gauge and the oil pressure gauge and the tack, and they'll all be matching. For the old gasser project, she's coming along. I still have to paint these headers. I still got the other ones right over there that I made a video on painting. They're brand new. I still bring them out to sell those. I don't have another C10. But I love these spindle well headers. I can't wait to get them on. They gotta be white though. Gotta paint them white. All right. Oh no, I got paint on my rotors. That'll come off quick. As soon as I take her down the road. Not nice, not fancy, but I knocked the dirt off. I still got more paint I gotta do under there. I tried to hit the main spots, give it a little once over, a little bit better looking. Cleaned her up a little bit, knocked some of the dirt off. I still got a lot of cleaning, a lot of paint to do. Even got where I took a bumper off. Got up under here a little bit. A little bit better. And of course, over here, same thing. A little bit better, a little bit better. I'll get another can or two, hose her down some more. She's getting there. Getting there a little bit better. Every little bit you do. All right, just messing around with this fan. I've got a relay and everything. I want to hook it up to a switch and all, but I went ahead and put some ends on it and some wire. And right now, I'm just trying to make sure it works and have it where I can hook it up if I decide to drive it up the road and I need to. So I put this little alligator clamp on it. I'm gonna put a fuse link in this side just to make sure, but if I take it, hold it on there, it works. So I'm gonna fix it up to where I can just hook it up straight with a fuse so it don't burn anything up. For the time being, just to make sure I don't have a thermostat problem or a, God forbid, a blown head gasket, which I don't think I do. It doesn't seem to act that way. It just seems that when I idle it too long, it just gets kind of warm. So, more to come on this. I just thought I'd show this since I worked on the fan in this video. And I did come back up and put another can of paint on here. It's a lot better. I mean, like I say, it's rough. It's gonna be rough. I don't mind it that way. But it's gonna look a whole lot better. So you remember you have that big orange engine in there with the gold valve covers and aluminum intake and big white fender well headers. So you're not gonna see, I mean, this is all just gonna show up a little bit cleaner and black. That's all I'm shooting for right now. Just to clean it all up and have it looking a little bit better. I'm okay with this for now. Don't bother me one bit. A whole lot better than all that dirt and mud. Stay tuned, more to come. Well, that's going to wrap up this little video. A little more on the gasser project here. I know I didn't get a whole lot exciting done, but it takes a long time doing all that cleaning and getting all of that old decades of dirt. Wasn't a lot of rust. It's a little bit of rust in some of the sheet metal stuff, but not real bad. No more than you expect. But the frame and all the suspension and everything's really in good shape. So once I knocked all the dirt off, a little bit of scale surface rust, it's good to go. So I just give it a little quick paint, but that's the way it is. I was going to tell you too, and that's this little beer keg. I was looking at a moon tank for the front of this. Those little bitty tanks, a little bit bigger than this, like $300. And I've got a tank, one of the aluminum tanks in the back, the round tank for the regular fuel is 11 gallons. But I got thinking, I might put something like this, just kind of mount it, you know, where it looks kind of like a little fuel tank for the gasser. I don't know. I mean, I'll kick that idea around. You can buy these size brand new for about 18 bucks, plus probably that much shipping, but with nothing on them. We'll see how it goes. Somebody. But I really appreciate you coming back watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Come back to see me, and I'll be here. And I'll see you at the shop. Oh, yeah. Hit that little button. Where is it? Over here, maybe? Hit that little button to subscribe. Thanks. I really appreciate everybody.